promise. Going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick.
Okay, Coach, ponchos and slickers, usually a necessity buy whenever you make your way to Hard Rock Stadium this time of year. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
Here we go. First down 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Ready? You ready? Check, right 54. Right 54. Hey, here I come.
Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game as he'll lose yardage to start things out. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Ready? Yellow lady, yellow lady. Hey, watch your leg.
To throw is Breeze. This to Jarwin. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
So on 4th down, here's Ryan Quigley now to kick this one away. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. He'll field this at the 5. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
Wait, 20. Rip. Lock the car. Hey, exit. 54. Hey, roll 66.
They go play action here on 1st down. And the catch made by Hilton. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. T.Y. Hilton. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically...
And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Zach Brown making his presence felt in the backfield.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. On second down, Eckler. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. Well executed there on second down, so do you go back to the air on third?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a second time.
To throw, it's Breeze. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They scored a touchdown the last time they had the football, but things going to be a little bit more difficult this time.
No, certainly, because where they're starting, the goal isn't even thinking about a touchdown at this point. They're thinking about field position. A couple of first downs in order to give some room for their punter and maybe flip the field position for their defense.
Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. Kamara. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
On second down, Kamara. Oh, he's got a little daylight. There he goes left side. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Alvin Kamara, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And it's now 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
Mike 5-4. Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some. Here we go. Here we go. Check 26. Check 26.
From the 29. Breeze. That's going to be caught by Kirk. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Got a man. It's complete. Williams. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. That one good for 13 at a Dolphin first down. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
On a second and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third down.
He's airing it out for Williams. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. The big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. They run. Martin. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Ready.
They'll come out in the pistol.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D.
Breeze now on third and goal. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, like hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
The kick by Marr is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
After the made field goal, Marr back out there to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Cut. Check 3. Rush in.
Throwing on first down is Brady. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, a 14-3 ball game. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. On the counter, here's Kamara. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
We own them. Hey, one set. Check. Hey, goal 66. 64.
Brady now to throw. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Wait, 20. Right there, 54 Mike. You must be getting tired of seeing me. Goal 50. Mike 5-4. Hey, 66.
Looking to throw again on second down. Brady. Complete to Hilton. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 16 yards, a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Wait, 380. Check. Walk 54. Come to my work. We want it. Come to my work. He's in now.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Mike 54. Better bring it. You better bring it. I'm letting you know right now, you better bring it. 72. One set. Check Mike 54. Mike Smith. Heavy on the edges. Right there. 54. Right there. 54 Mike. Alpha.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Brady. Kamara's got the first down and then some. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to hold that one in.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Brady. And it's complete. What a catch at the 7. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down.
Wait, 180. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. You gonna see me in your nightmare, son.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Alvin Kamara with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And it'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
25 yards there on the catch and run. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Now Breeze. And he finds Beasley complete. And he is down deep into Buffalo territory. It's a big play there for Miami. 43 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 10.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
He's not going to get me.
Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Ready. Yellow lady. Yellow lady. Hey, tight.
Throwing now is Breeze. And he'll hit his tight end, Walker. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
Marr able to put this one through. And the Dolphins are going to be forced to settle for 3. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there, because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
This fielded at the 2. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
At their own 33-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Wait, set. 29. Alpha. 59. Come on. You better bring it. Mike, check. Alpha. 59. Watch the screen. Ready, hit.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. He had a little bit of a turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole, because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL.
12.
On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. Oh, so close to an interception. Read that beautifully. Got his hands on it, couldn't get it. And it's 2nd down. Just his 2nd incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's Breeze to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Brady. That one complete to Hill. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it? Because those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a 1st down.
59 mark, check it, reload! Alert!
Brady now on 1st down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by T.J. McDonald. There he goes, right side. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. You think you're going into halftime with a good-sized lead. Not so fast. That pick 6 really changes the complexion. Probably also changes the halftime speech.
No doubt about it. Instead of going in relaxed, you're probably a little more uptight right now. Probably a little bit angry. Let's see if they can get their focus back.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field still...
And Brady going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Dante Jackson picks it, and it's a huge return as he brings us all the way back down to the 15-yard line.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon, so that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips, and this one winds up getting intercepted.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54. Let's go. Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
So after the INT, it's Breeze. And Walker has it. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. Second and goal. Breeze now. And it's caught. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's third and goal. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. The kick by Maher is good. And that'll get the lead down to 5. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Bills taking the lead to the locker room. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Hey, tighten down. There you go. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Alert 3. X3. 218, chopper. Hey, check it.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Wait, set, 53. Let's go, D. Kill.
On the ground, Kamara. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Third down.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Brady. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
A gain of 6 there on first.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
First down, and they stick with Eckler. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
95-56. It's our field. It's our field. Hey, it's our house. Hey, break it down, fellas. Break it down. Kill. Hey, kill.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Breeze. And he rifles one incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target, and it's 3rd and short. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Let's go. You're good. High 4, ready.
Breeze going to try and throw on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 28-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Working from the gun, it's Brady. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Aaron Donald in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Wait, that 29, Alpha, 54, 54. Hey, come on now. Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike. Go! Check it back, On 50.
On 3rd and long, it's Brady. He's going to launch it for Washington. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now, give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. We have not seen much on offense from either side these last few drives. It has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week on our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now, and that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however, and let's see what that's about.
Ready. Yellow lady. Check 53. I got it.
Play action. Breeze. Got his man. That's Tyrell Williams. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Ready. You ready? Mike 54. Watch twist. Hey, alert 3. 36. Hey, watch that.
On 2nd and 11 now. Breeze. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Janoris Jenkins with good coverage that time as he was able to get in there and knock it away.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, Get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Shotgun now for Breeze. He's going to go deep into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones, and he will bring this all the way up to the 30-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his second interception of the game, and so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 11 yards there, first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Mike, set, 53! All day, baby, all day, all day, all day. Check three, check three, check three. Kill, 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 kill. 72.
Brady now on first down. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Mike Ford in on the tackle. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And he's got Sanu. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Now Kamara. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. I'm coming.
Toss play, Kamara. Oh, no, he lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
380. Mike 54.
They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Even though positive yardage was gained on that play, I think the defense has to be happy. Obviously, they were prepared for some trick plays coming into the game, and they looked very aware that those could happen on any given down.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again. Jim. Regular.
From the gun, Brady. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and that'll push the lead up to 8. And from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. They started on the ground with Eckler. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. To throw, it's Breeze. Space to maneuver at the 40. This will be caught. Tyrell Williams. And all the way up to the 46. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Breeze now on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Chandler Jones, one of the best athletes to ever come out of Rochester, New York, in for the sack. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. Here is Eckler. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down.
0-2. 53 to Mike. 53. Check 53. Hey, Haywood. 53 to Mike. 53. Hey, kill.
From the gun, it's Breeze. He'll rifle this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And he is down deep into Buffalo territory. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way, oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
Buying time to his left. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Getting in there to break that one up, Rock Ya-Sin.
I absolutely love that play call there. They just came off of a big play. They've got momentum in their direction, and they come back and take the shot at the end zone, just unable to complete it. I love their aggressiveness.
And you feel like the defense, a sigh of relief, could have been back-to-back really big plays.
Check. Hey, my 7.
On second and goal, Breeze. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. He's at the 50, 30, the 20, 10, 5, and he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. Oh, that's about as tough as they come. You're driving to try to put the ball in the end zone and tie the game, and that happens.
It's exciting for us, wasn't it? Because we were thinking, hey, we might be headed towards overtime. Instead, it looks like this one may very well be done. And guess what? If you're a fantasy owner and you have that defense, you just had a big, big game, didn't you?
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They fake the give. Here's Breeze. He's got it to Williams. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10.
Hey, pick your game up. Kill. Under 10. 10.
Now Breeze. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Zadarius Smith in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Check 43. 6 guys. Check 6 guys. 58. 51. Hey, Alpha. 51 to Mike.
After the sack on first down, Breeze. And the pressure gets to him again. D Ford, he's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks.
Take a seat. You can't stop me.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
No. Bang.
Now Breeze. Open man is Kirk, complete. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to fourth down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Undercrunch. Watch the twits.
Breeze going to go on fourth down. And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. Eddie Goldman with a sack.
You're going to keep getting sacks.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Not today, you are. Not today. Wait for the end.
And they'll indeed take a knee. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with 13 seconds left to play.
Check. Watch 54. Hey, watch the screen. Hey, 66.
Here's Kamara off the draw. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Buffalo, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Miami, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.